This is the panel discussion related to the Prairie Excellence exhibition. My name is Jennifer Gibson. I'm the art curator of Gallery 103 at the University of Winnipeg, and I'm really pleased that you could be here this evening. And you know, Gallery 103 is really happy that we were able to host this exhibition, that we're the only Manitoba stop to date for this touring show, and it's an excellent exhibition. One thing I forgot to do at the opening reception was to congratulate all the artists whose work is in the exhibition. So congratulations to you, to those of you who have work in the show. And also congratulations to Tammy Sutherland and her team, mostly Tammy, for actually putting the show together. So it's been a really great experience to be able to host this exhibition. And so I just wanted to mention that out of the exhibition, there's 11 Manitoba artists, as probably most of you know, included in the show, 11 of the 35 artists. And so tonight, 3 of those artists will be included in the panel. Grace Nichols, Sue Sutherland, and Tibor Bodie, as well as selection committee member Helen Delacroix. And the nice thing about this panel, and probably Tammy will maybe mention this or touch upon this when she comes up to speak, is that we've been able to get diverse speakers tonight, which is great. Diverse in terms of where they're at in their career, and also diverse in the sense of the media that they're working with. So thank you again for coming, and I'll pass over to Tammy.
Hi, and thank you for coming, all of you. I'm glad it was a little bit cooler weather tonight. I was a bit afraid if it was really gorgeous, you'd all be in your gardens, but it's good to see you here. I'm Tammy Sutherland, the program coordinator with the Manitoba Craft Council, and I'm very pleased to be presenting Prairie Excellence. It's been a pleasure to work on, and I'm very excited about this opportunity to speak more about the state of craft on the prairies right now. I thought I'd just give you a little bit of background on the exhibition. A lot of you might be familiar with it already, but it's an exhibition that was produced by the Manitoba, Alberta, and Saskatchewan Craft Councils together, and really wanting to produce an exhibition that showcased some of the finest contemporary craft, and also produce an exhibition that could travel more widely and give our artists exposure outside of our province. Other priorities for the exhibition were to have a range of media and have artists from various stages in their career, emerging, mid-career, and established, to kind of give a fuller picture of what's happening in craft on the prairies. And also, unique to this exhibition was the idea of having equal representation from each of the prairie provinces, and we've been able to achieve that. There were 276 pieces submitted, and 35 were selected for the exhibition. So a lot of interest from artists in this show, which was really encouraging to see. The show started off in Edmonton, and then moved to Saskatchewan. I'm going to just find my list of places it's been, because it's quite a tour itinerary. It started off at the Alberta Craft Council Gallery in Edmonton, moved to the Affinity Gallery in Saskatoon, and now we're very thankful to Jennifer and Gallery 103 that it could be presented in Winnipeg. It's in such a lovely space. It's going from here to Moose Jaw, to the Moose Jaw Museum and Art Gallery, to the Triangle Gallery in Calgary, the Sam Walter Museum in Nepal, Manitoba, Red Deer Museum and Art Gallery in Red Deer, and the Art Gallery of Regina in Saskatchewan. And perhaps other stops on the way, but that's what we have so far, and it's a really exciting touring itinerary. I'm so glad that our artists will get that kind of well-deserved exposure across the prairies. With this panel tonight, as Jennifer said, we wanted to get a representation of people, and so we've asked 3 people who are at various stages of their career and coming at, approaching craft from different vantage points. The overall thing we wanted to do with this panel was reflect on the state of contemporary craft on the prairies and look at how this exhibition, what it has to say about that. We've asked the artists to reflect mostly in a personal way and give you a sense of how what their career has been like, and to think about questions like, how does your work reflect your location or sense of place? Does it evoke a prairie aesthetic? How does your work push the boundaries of your media? How do you balance questions of form and function and conceptual concerns in your work? So people might pick and choose from those to reflect on. And then we've asked Helen, who is one of the 3 curatorial selection committee members, to give a bit more of an overarching perspective on craft in the prairies. She's had a very intimate knowledge of all the work that came into the show and can speak maybe a bit more to trends that she's noticed, how craft practices are shifting, if there's anything particular that prairie craft says and where we see it heading in the future. So that's what we have to look forward to tonight. The panelists will come up in this order. Grace Nickel will begin. Most of you may be familiar with Grace's work. She teaches at ceramics full-time at the School of Art at the University of Manitoba. She's been in many international exhibitions, including recently the NCECA Invitational, the Chengdu International Craft Biennale. She's shown work all over the world. I won't get into everything, or I might preempt her presentation. So we'll hear from her first, then we'll hear from Sue Sutherland from Thompson, Manitoba. She, as you might have noticed from her piece in the show, works in jewelry, but also works in ceramics and textiles and brings those together in interesting ways. She was born in Flin Flon and felt compelled to explore her artistic side more through craft. I think once your figure skating career was or coaching career was coming more to a close. Was awarded 3rd prize in the Northern Juried Art Show in Gillum, Manitoba, and has been part of the last 2 Manitoba Craft Council juried shows. And the 3rd artist will be Tibor Bodie. His work focuses on aspects of transformation. He's drawn to materials and techniques that transform from the common state into something unexpected. Tibor has also been in a number of our juried shows in the last few years, and in 2008 won the Judith Ryan Memorial Award for Best in Show. And our 4th panelist will be Helen Delacrida, and she's the Chief Curator and Curator of Decorative Arts at the Winnipeg Art Gallery. She has an MA in Fine Decorative Arts and Art History, and is the Adjunct Professor at the University of Winnipeg, in Art History. And she was also the curator of Grace Nickel, A Quiet Passage in 2002, and Robert Archambault's Artist Teacher Collector in 2004. So I look forward to hearing from each of you. We're going to just let the panelists come up one at a time and introduce themselves and talk about their work.